Hi, Sam. It's a school day.
Ooh.
Sam and Charlotte have been in Jamaica for 2 days and haven't yet been out alone. Today, the are sending them to school.
Are you finished?
No, not yet.
Uniforms are obligatory, as is pride in your appearance.
Well, it ain't gonna be good because you made me rush it.
Every few seconds it's do the job faster, do the job faster.
Sam, are you through?
Should I iron the trousers as well?
Yes, you have to iron the trousers. Seams must be in place, very straight.
How do you think you look? Green. Green!
Sam is still smarting from his run-in with Sharon. He now has a new strategy for getting through the week.
I just want out and actually trying to be a unique individual in this country is not allowed. So you need to just blend in with absolutely everything else and shut the hell up, basically, if you want to actually get by. If you actually try to be something that's unique in this country, you basically...
Sorry, are you doing funny?
I know I look really funny, but for f***'s sake, look at you. You look just as dumb as I do.
You have all your earrings out.
Got my earrings in my pocket, so the minute I'm out of there, I'm slipping them back in.
Despite her parents' ambitions for her, Charlotte has consistently underachieved at school in the UK.
I just see schools as free babysitters during the day. Like, parents will go off to work, don't want to leave you at home, I'll send them to school.
But Charlotte did manage to take her GCSEs despite her negative attitude.
She could have done a lot more better at school than she has done, because Charlotte just went to school really, I think, basically to be the class clown.
I don't really see the point of school. If you don't want to learn, then I don't think you should. Like, some people would prefer like going to work and stuff. So, what's the point of going to school if you don't like it?
She is a bright girl who could do so much better, but she can't be bothered.
In Jamaica, a state education is seen as a privilege rather than a right. For Sharon, underachievement is not an option.
In Jamaica, you go to school to get an education, to be a professional person, have a job. Education is a key to success.
Charlotte and Sam are joining 14-year-old Davia at Denby High.
This school has a reputation for being a strict school and a disciplined school and also a successful school. There are great things that can happen to you, that can happen to you, and that's what Denby is all about. So we have rules and we have regulations, and the students have to abide by them, or else there are punitive measures. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The teens' first task is to write a poem and an essay beginning with the line, Jamaica is... The essay is to test their level of articulacy, expression and concentration. While Sam knuckles down, within minutes, Charlotte's attracting the attention of the teachers.
Come on, you're going to try. Charlotte. It's not an exam.
No, but it is. I'm sitting here in silence for 2 hours. I'm not doing it. End of.
Unprecedented. We've never had a child who's so openly defiant.
It's not just the way it is done here. If it's an examination, you have to sit and write and do some work, and if you're not doing it, then you have to go to the principal's office.
Let's go then. I need to get my bag.
Take your time.
Did I hear that you are not writing the exams?
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, but I'm just done.
It doesn't matter what you like or what you don't like, is what is required of you.
Why? You can't force me
Listen
to do
me,
it.
I cannot force you to put your pen to paper. But
So why are you punishing me for it?
It's not punishing. Is it something that is outside of your competence to do?
I don't understand that.
Is it that you are unable to do the exercise?
I'm not stupid. I just don't want to do it.
Exactly. So you are just being defiant. Please, let's talk in my office. You either decide to do it, or at the end of school you will sit and do a detention in which you will write the exam. Take your hand from your hips, please. Thank you.
This is ridiculous.
It may be ridiculous, but that's required of you.
It really is.
It does not matter what you think. So decide, it's a choice.
I'll do it, but I ain't writing loads. I'm not going to write.
Well, whatever you write, but you go to the exam room and you do it. She's going back to the room and she's going to write the exam.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever had in my 36 years anybody saying to me, well, you can't make me do it. I don't think I've ever had that. I don't think I've had that experience.
Charlotte eventually commits her views on Jamaica to paper and finds that once she starts, she can't stop.
I wrote well loads, actually. I didn't write what was meant to write, I just wrote about how I felt, and I feel better now for writing it all down.
The British teens are something of a novelty, and Sam's enjoying being the centre of attention.
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I do. She's 15.
And you're old, are you?
I'm 17.
It's all right. I'm getting on with the people here. I'm the only white guy in this school, so I've had a lot of people sort of like looking at me. And because I'm wearing this hat, everyone thinks I'm a Rasta. I mean, when I'm back in England, I'm hardly the most popular person in the world. I mean, I've got plenty of mates and I've got all my own mates, but if I started a new school back in England, I wouldn't have all these people crowding around me asking me all sorts of different things.
The teens have only been at the school a few hours and there's a problem. Sharon has been called back in by the principal. The essay that Charlotte wrote earlier is a direct challenge to everything Principal Mrs. Wint stands for.
Her language. She doesn't know why children are respectful. Yeah, respectful my ass. The people back home don't take them shit, so I don't see why these children should. Today Sam looks like a total dick, and again she's pissed off, and she's not taking no shit. This whole thing to my mind is disrespectful.
The fact that what she wrote was unacceptable, and you know the school does not put up with it. Could you ask Charlotte to come in? Thank you. Have a seat, Charlotte. How do you express annoyance? Do you think that annoyance should be expressed in appropriate ways?
Like inappropriate ways?
In appropriate ways. Was your annoyance expressed in an appropriate way?
No, miss.
Why did you choose to use inappropriate language?
Because I was annoyed, really.
People who use inappropriate language, expletives, filthy words, what does that tell about that person?
That they're not a very nice person, really.
Who does it reflect on worse? Your home or yourself?
Myself.
Yourself. Do you hate yourself?
No.
No. So why do you want to do yourself something that is negative? You shouldn't, eh?
No.
It's about choosing. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. And in your annoyance, you thought of hurting somebody else, but in the end, it was your reputation that got hurt. You see? So I want you to think and be more responsible as you make your choices. I think you deserve to apologize to Mrs. Wilkes.
Sorry.
No. Come on, a good apology. You addressed her.
I'm sorry for what I did, it was wrong.
You addressed her, Mrs. Wilkes.
Mrs. Wills, I'm sorry for what I did. It was wrong, and I shouldn't have done it. And it was unfair to the other pupils around me who could hear me. And I shouldn't have done it.
You should learn something about yourself, that when you become fearful, you become easily angry.
Yeah.
So you know that's something that you have to work on. You know?
At my school, if you've done something wrong, they'll just say, like, oh, a detention. No one would really talk to you about it. It'll probably happen again, but he'll, like, talk to you and make you realise what you've done.
My mum knows that I've always had a short temper, especially when to do with school and stuff like that.
So what have you done when you were angry?
Punched walls and that kind of thing.
Oh. Terrible thing to do, I don't know.
I used to get wound up about the tiniest things, which...
You just said it, silly things. That's your solution right there.
The family are not letting Nadia off the hook either.
Why did your mom think you should come here?
Because I'm spoiled. I'm like given everything I want. I don't really help out around the house, and I stay out till like quite late. So I might come home at like 6 in the morning, sometimes 5.
Are you happy with that? Are you satisfied with that? I mean, how much can you go out all the time? You know, you're young.
Or party or club.
Youth is on your side, but how much can you do that?
Think of yourself 10 years later. Where will you be? What will you be doing?
I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where I will be in 10 years' time.
In the case of Nadia, it's all just landing on her lap, which should not happen. So she never has found the need to do things for herself.
I'm like lazy. I need something or someone to like push me in the right direction.
I think goals have to be given to them, and they need to achieve those goals.
One of the Nadia's family mottos is service before self. They firmly believe in giving back to society. Realising the British teens are utterly selfish back home, Nalini wants to teach them a lesson.
All of the last week I've heard only about self, me, my problems, I think, I, all the time. So this time I want you to experience what other people less fortunate than you are going through, and to understand how fortunate you both are, you know? If I have any bad behavior, any fighting, any argument, okay, I'm going to be really displeased, because remember, you're going to people who are less fortunate, and they're going to be horrified if you behave like that, okay?
Today, Nalini is taking the teens to volunteer at one of her charities, the local blind school. There are 15 million visually impaired people in India. The Sri Ramala School educates 250 young people aged between 4 and 20.
This is going to be very strange for you, but it doesn't matter. It's a learning experience, it's a cultural experience, so things you may not be used to, you may be expected to do, okay? So please go along and do it with the spirit of learning, experiencing what things are in a new culture, all right?
Yeah.
The teens' first job is to help prepare lunch for the blind students. Back home, Nadia wouldn't even dream of helping her mum in the kitchen.
Please make it nicely, that you roll, no?
Taking orders from the Indian dinner ladies is proving difficult. Not sure that Nadia can take the heat of the kitchen, another dinner lady steps in to help her out.
No, you did it. No, I'm not good enough, it's all right. I'm not good enough for your cucumber cutting.
The next job is to clean the school's dairy cows.
Oh, that's bloody disgusting.
The school relies on volunteers to keep it going. Mrs. is determined that the teens complete all the tasks ahead of them.
She wants us to clean the cow. I'm not cleaning it. I'm not cleaning it. She just touched his bum. Can you rub it? I don't want to rub it.
Like that.
Oh, stop. Oh my God. That looks like, I'm scared to touch it.
Don't talk, don't make sound. Simply touch. Now pull it. Pull it.
It's lunchtime, but before they can eat themselves, Nadia and Aaron must serve the children.
just feel really sorry for him. Like, when I was walking around, I started to get a bit upset. I don't even know why, I just feel really sorry for them.
After lunch, Nadia and Aaron are introduced to two of the students.
Where will you go when you finish here? Will you go back to live with your family?
I like to be a teacher, computer teacher, and music also.
I want to work in computer.
Do you do a lot for your parents? Would you say they're proud of you?
My father and mother also very happy. We do help for them.
Bringing the water and cleaning the house.
I found it quite shocking when he said that he wanted to work for like a computer company when he's older, because it's not exactly going to be an easy job for someone that's blind. Like, it's going to be difficult for him, and he'll probably struggle not doing it. But it's good that he still has high ambitions, even though he is blind.
It makes me feel really selfish. I'd say that they go around helping their mum and they can't even see, and then there's me that just like goes out, thinks to myself. They're like really thoughtful, I think, and it makes me, to be honest. That's how I feel.
The blind school seems to have had an impact on Nadia, and she's settling well into family life. Nalini has decided to take Nadia shopping so she can bond with the selfish 16-year-old.
Do you buy a lot of all this?
My dad buys it for me.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah.
This stuff's so nice. I like this one.
She wants to share some of her own life experiences.
It's a really nice place.
I don't know if I told you this or Nishka told you this.
Yeah, Nishka said.
Nishka
told me, yeah.
That her father died about, it's now 17 years. Nishka was 1 year old. My husband was always the main breadwinner. So I had to sit down and think that, look, what do I have? What are my options? What can I do? I can't work out of the house. So my only option was to set up a business. I realized one thing in all this, that it is so important for us to be independent from the very beginning. We cannot wait for a tragedy to strike us and then pick up our socks. Women should be independent and to make sure that you have your own money. See, I've never asked anyone for money. I've never have. You shouldn't have to depend on working on your dad to get you things, or your mother, or whatever. Supposing your dad says, sorry, I've had enough. You don't want to face such a day, right? You want to do your own thing, you like buying clothes, you should be able to afford it yourself.
I do need to be independent. I can't rely on everyone, especially my dad, because he's not always going to be there to like give me money for everything I need and everything I want. And it's inspiring as well, because if she can do it and I don't have like responsibilities like children, then I should be able to do it too. Nalini is a really special woman, and I sort of see her like my second mum now.
Mum does not know that I smoke a lot of drugs. She would go mad.
Mum is also keeping secrets from Nick. When he was a baby, she fled Colombia to escape from gang violence, but she refuses to discuss her past life in Colombia or who his father is.
I never spoken to Nicholas about why I'm here, because this is a very sensitive part of my life that it hurts me a lot still.
With Mum and Nick both keeping secrets, their relationship is at breaking point.
Talking to you as your mother, Nicholas.
Oh, whatever, man. I don't like being at home, period. Straight up, I don't like being at home.
He needs to sort his life out. He is lost. He is absolutely lost.
You know, this is the way Bonneville is running, and I cannot have a bad example for my other kids. I'm sorry.
Ed has been called away from work to collect Nick and Rosie from school.
Depending on how he acts now, this could be make or break, literally. And seriously, if he's... then I'm not gonna... No way. Not gonna do it.
They don't want to stay in class, and I cannot have students outside the classrooms. They disobey our rules, and unfortunately, they cannot come back to school.
If they were to change their attitude, would they be allowed to come back?
No, I'm sorry. No. They told me that they came for a holiday to Puerto Rico.
Oh, they certainly didn't come for a holiday.
Well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
The British teens are permanently excluded. Their school life in Puerto Rico is over.
All right, guys, let's go. Well, I'm irate. I'm very angry. They're acting like babies, and they can't get through a day of school. A simple day of school.
So when Rosie wanders off to swap mobile numbers, it's the final straw.
Rosie! Rosie, right now! Right now! Right now! Right now! Let me see that. Let me see that.
Look, it's a phone number. It's my property.
It's not your property. Can I talk to you?
Alright, no, what are you doing, man? Leave him alone. No, they ain't got nothing to do with it. Alright, no, you don't have to talk to him. Oh, no, don't worry, man. Just leave. He's a bit cranky.
Did you just say? Did you just say?
Yeah, I did. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What a fool. Piss it up, man. Being rude.
You guys have breached every agreement.
I don't give two. Look, I swore, loads. Oh well. Life goes on. It's just a word. Jeez.
I will not be embarrassed in public. There's going to be some trouble at home tonight.
Ed tells Marta about the teens' appalling behavior at school.
Not 2 periods went by that they've already been kicked out of school. Already kicked out of school.
So I guess that they're not gonna have fun at all.
There's no privileges. It's over. They get nothing. Sick of this already. And Nick dared to talk back to me. Nick dared to speak foul language to me. They act like just a bunch of spoiled brats. That's what they are.
That's good. Let's put them to work.
Ed calls them to the table one at a time to hand out their punishment.
When I went to pick you up, you belched out a bunch of cuss words to me.
Yeah, but you was being rude to Rosie. And I don't care. No, you was. You was shouting at her like she was a 7-year-old little girl, and I'm not gonna stand for that because she's my friend, and I'm gonna look out for her.
Quite frankly, you don't need to stick up for her. I have to stick up for her.
At that age, you're supposed to obey your parents, and you're not doing it.
You're just looking after me. That's it. You're not my parents. You're not my mum. You're not my dad.
Think, Nick?
Yeah.
Now, Nick, you've breached a series of covenants, and there are going to be consequences to breaching those covenants. I'm going to go get changed, and you're going to help me out in the backyard.
Really?
Yes.
No.
All right, go to your room, cool off.
This guy just keeps trying to think that I'm his son, and it's just really pissing me off because I've got my dad and he's the person that's like that to me. No one else can ever take up that position in my life. No one. Simple as.
This is so hard. It's harder than what I thought. Want a cup of coffee?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna need it.
So, you're not gonna work? No.
What did they say?
I was just like, there's gonna be consequences. How can he talk to me like that and expect me to abide by his rules?
I've been doing it for 17 years.
Yeah, but you're
I
used
don't
to
know
it.
how. Come to England and you'll see a whole new different light on things. Seriously. Does it not annoy you?
No. Yes, he's used to it.
Yeah, he doesn't know any other way. You have no idea. What?
Your turn.
Believe in rewarding good behaviour and punishing bad. So Rosie must also be reprimanded for skipping class.
The consequences are severe. You have no privileges, Rosie. You are not allowed to use the internet. You're not allowed to use the telephone. You're not allowed to watch television. You will help out, and you will help out.
don't want to be with these people. I don't like them. They're nothing to me.
I can see her getting angry as well. It's kind of cool.
Rosie is intent on leaving, but there is nowhere to go. The nearest neighbour is over a mile away through a tropical rainforest. Due to the dangers in Puerto Rico, the Hills don't allow their kids out of the grounds unaccompanied.
I'm not getting him to open the gate. I'm not staying here.
How can you actually do this?
I don't know. I'm not staying. They're the most awful people I've ever met in my whole life, ever.
Ed's tactic is to ignore Rosie's attempted escape and carry on with their household chores.
Well, dickhead, open the gate. Open the gate. Answer me when I'm talking to you. Open the gate. I'm going to smash your house until you open the gate.
If she wants to get into a bickering match, I'm not going to. She wants to rid herself of our authority. I'm going to allow her to have her tantrum, and I think she'll do fine after she has her tantrum.
The keys to get out of the gate.
All right, honey, go try those keys.
Is this? Drive one of your cars.
That's a car key. That car isn't here anymore.
Well, then you won't mind if I do this then, will you?
No.
Yeah, good. Now, give me the keys to open the gate because I'm not staying here.
I can't.
No, don't call me honey, all right?
He's not gonna back down. So that's why I would probably snicker every now and then when they would try to disobey my father. I'm like, oh.
You come and open the gate. Please, Dad.
No.
One, I will smash your car window.
Why don't you go lie down for a while?
No, I don't want to lie down. I want to get out of this. Why? Can you not ignore me? Why won't you open the gate? Why won't you open the gate?
It's been 8 hours since the standoff began between the British teens and the family.
It's almost 7 o'clock. We're going to sit down and have some dinner. If she wants to sleep outside, enjoy the company because there's lots of it. Listen to it. Father, bless this meal, provide for those that do not have, and look upon our guests and bless them. Look at their attitude, look at their rebellion. I pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. All right, dig in. How's that?
Sure.
That good?
We're gonna smoke in their car.
She can have a tantrum all week if she'd like. It's up to her. But I'm not budging. I'm not playing games. I've gone as far as I can with her, and this is the line.
Disconnecting the car battery, Ed defeats Rosie yet again.
Good idea. Good idea.
Cuidado.
I am not staying here.